All right, video setup, audio setup. What is up, good people? Thank you for checking me out here at The Real Counselor's Corner. As always, you can follow me on all social platforms. That's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's Twitter, and that's YouTube under the handle at The Real Counselor's Corner. Yes, we are back. I am back with the CB Brooks podcast, aka at The Real Counselor's Corner. It's been a while since I've done a podcast. I'm actually doing something different. I'm actually recording this through my podcast account on Spotify, audio version, as well as a video version, which I will be posting as well. So if you're an audio person, it's there for you on your drive. If you're a video person, as you lay on the couch and do nothing, you can listen to me and watch me talk and all that good stuff. But I jumped on here today to talk about something that I love dearly, and that's education. I've been in education, I brag about it for 22 plus years now. So it's something near and dear to my heart. So I wanted to jump on my first podcast episode in a while. Excuse me. I don't want to say my return because I didn't go anywhere, but I'm back like I left something. But with all that being said, I want to talk about education. We're in a state of emergency with education. We talk about needing police officers. We need teachers. And I'm not even talking about just African American teachers. I'm talking about teachers in general. Education seems to be on its way to becoming a secondary career for most. Hopefully not a dying field for any, because it's necessary. You want to change the culture I don't want to say the culture, but you want to change a nation, basically. Take over the education system. Because when you do that, you can educate people to believe whatever it is you want them to believe, and we've seen that with our education system, thus showing the importance of education. So it's mind-boggling to me, always has been, that how education is the foundation of every single person's career, whatever you're doing, but it is probably one of the least compensated careers. I won't say respected. I won't say, least respected, because I think as an educator, one of the pros in being an educator is the respect that comes with that. There was a day that once you said you were a teacher, it put you at this particular level of respect. Sort of, but not equal to that of like a pastor, But those days are gone. You know why those days are gone? Because we've had some bad apples in the bunch. A few bad apples can ruin the entire bushel. Isn't that what they say? So I'm going to be jumping around here, obviously. I'm just kind of ranting about education. But there was a time where, like I said, educators were just respected on the strength of being an educator. But I'll tell you exactly what happened. I know what happened because I've seen this happen with my own two eyes. I've witnessed the progression. I lived through the progression. So once it got to a point where it was becoming publicly known that there were adults that were working in education and doing inappropriate things, and it's been going on since the beginning of education, I'm sure. But, as technology has improved, a lot of things come to us a lot faster than they normally would. Some things come to us that probably would never come to us if we did not have technology. But through that and through training our children to recognize when they're being treated, unfairly or being treated inappropriately, should I say, kids have been able to report these things, and we have been able to pull the wool from the eyes of a lot of folks that were aware that things were going on in education, but it was just not getting out there. So once those negative things went out about education and adults making poor choices, it broke the trust. Yeah, it did. I know, I'm a parent. And if you're listening to this, you might be a parent too. Or you might have a child, not a child in school, but a family member in school. So it broke the trust. And the sad thing about that is the behaviors of a few have broken the trust of many. Nearly broken the bridge that once was between the education system and the community, the parents and the teachers. And it's hard to get that back because, you know, when us as parents, you know, and I'm speaking as a parent for this moment, when we see things like that or hear horrific things in the news or, you know, now see videos, it puts a level of concern. I don't want to say fear, a level of concern in your mind, and you think that could be my child. And if that were my child, you know, what type of position would I be in? What would I have to do? And those things can be scary because the thing about it is, as a parent or as a guardian, you want to be there in all moments for the person you are responsible for, that child or whatnot. And sending them away to school is you alleviating or giving away, I don't know if alleviate was the correct word, giving away, all right, this prize jewel to someone to do what you do on a normal basis, someone to do something in your place. So when the trust is broken, that relationship is void at that point. You can't send your child somewhere where you're afraid something's going to happen to them. So just like anything else, you know, those ideas spread because there may be one incident, but now we can blast it on social media 1 million times and it gets to 200 million people. I don't even know if there's that many people around. I don't know. But the point is I'm trying to make is that these stories spread, and what they do is they create a lack of trust for the education system. Can't blame parents. Cannot at all. But what I ask parents to do, me being a parent myself, is I ask you to start working on rebuilding their relationship for your child. Because here's the thing, and I tell folks this. The best way for your child to succeed, one of the best ways to ensure that your child is going to succeed in school is by you having a great relationship, or should I say a good relationship with the school and their instructors. Couple reasons. One, that good relationship allows you to be able to keep up with what your child is doing. It allows you access to the teacher. I don't want to say at all times, but you know, during their times of availability, whatever that is. All right. And number two, it shows your child that you and the teacher or the school, you are on the same page. Because there are a lot of children out there right now that have this, I don't know if it's true or a misconception, that it's them and their parents against the school. We'll never win with that. Because what happens when the child feels mistreated and they think that the parent and the school are at a divide, then that child may use that knowledge to manipulate the situation. I've seen it happen. Do all kids do it? No, of course not. You can never say all. But some do, all right? But that can be totally eliminated by showing the child that you and the school are on the same page. How do you do that, you're saying? Well, a couple ways you can do that. One, make sure the child knows that you're in communication with the teacher or the school, all right? Two, if you have time, and this is the big part, because I know me as a parent, I would love to work or help out in my child's school, but I just don't have the time. I can't get it in. But if you have the time, be present in the school. If the school allows you, check with the school, but be present. Be present, meaning you are there when you can be there, whether that is volunteering in the classroom, volunteering for an event, but your child is going to associate school with my parent. My guardian feels that school is important enough to where they're coming to school and they're not even a student, you know? So just a couple things like that can help improve this bridge because, you know, it's needed, man. We need it. Which brings me back to my initial point. We need educators. We are almost to the point where we are merely putting bodies in classrooms. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I'm not flying anywhere. And anyone that's watching this video or listening to this podcast that's in education, they are going to agree with me 100%. Guaranteed. I bet you can't find one person that's going to disagree with that comment, because we're all in the same boat, because there are no teachers out there. Oh, let me take that back. Can't use that word no. Can't say there are very few teachers out there. We'll say that. So I need my young folks, if you're listening, I need you to get in education. Couple reasons why you should get in education. One, I don't want to say it's a dying field, but it is a field in need. What does that mean for you? Job security. Listen to me, young folks. Job security. What does job security mean? It means that you are more likely to find you a job that's going to be suitable for your lifestyle, that's going to allow you to work there until either you find something else you want to do, make more money, or you choose to retire. All right? That's job security. It's also a job where you have a union that is going to, be there for you when needed to ensure that you are treated, fairly, in the workplace. So when I say job security, I talk about things like that. Situations where your job is secure. Young people, let me tell you, as a 44-year-old adult, job security is a great thing. To know that you have this amount of money coming in on this date allows you to plan and do a lot of things. So job security, that's one reason you need to come to education. 2, we want to change the world. It starts in education. It starts through learning. I don't want to say in the classroom because we're not necessarily talking about a building, but education is the key to changing the world. All right. And when I say education, I'm not talking merely academics. I'm talking about overall education. I'm talking about building holistic kids that are not only academically strong, but they are they have strong social emotional health. All right. They are able to deal with the mental woes that come with life, because a lot of the people that are successful in life are people that have been very resilient and have been able to persevere. Those are things you can teach children to do. All right. You can teach them to do these things before finding themselves in situations where they're required to do those things. So these are just a couple of things that you can do through education. So I've given you 2 reasons. 1, job security. 2, you want to change the world starts at education, which leads me to a point that I jumped to and I'm going to jump back to, and I'm going to start closing it up because I'm kind of rambling at this point. But when it comes to education, all right, every job, every career, every hobby has a foundation in education. There's no way you can tell me anything different. Anybody that's doing anything learned or started learning in an educational setting, all right? Whether that was in your home, whether that was in a school building, it was in an educational setting. So with that being known to every living and human being, I don't say every living human being, every human being in the Western world, I can guarantee, with that being known, why is it that education is not at the top of the list when we talk about careers? The reason being, because you're not compensated, all right? And that is bonkers when you think about it. When you think about it, you're not compensated when you are working a job that is the foundation of every single career, job, hobby in the world. It's crazy to me. But, that's another reason why we have very few folks that are trying to find their career field in education, at least as a primary career. Now, folks coming as a secondary career, that's cool too. We just need folks in here that really want to change some lives. If you're doing it for summer vacation, man, sit down somewhere. Go and do something else. If you're doing it for summer vacation. If you're doing it because you think you're just going to sit there and do nothing and just do this old school teacher stuff, man, go on somewhere. If you are not getting into education to change lives, then do us all a favor and don't get into education. If you don't like kids, don't get into education. If you don't like working, I don't want to say long hours, but if you don't like working beyond the hours of the day, man, education is not for you. Because here's the thing, education is a commitment. It's a career, but it's also a commitment. Like, you have to be committed to education, because when you're an educator, you deal with so many other things that would, I don't want to necessarily say kill your spirit, but would hinder your progress if you allowed it. So you have to be committed, because you have to overcome those things to reach the children. All right. There are some things that you will encounter that if you are not committed to this, you're going to give up. You're going to be one of those teachers that come for a year and you on your way to something else. I've seen teachers come for a couple of weeks, and nothing bad against those people. Education just wasn't for them. And I hate it that they spent that long in school to find out that this isn't for them. All right. So I kind of rambled here for about 15 minutes, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about education and just its purpose, its importance, and the very high need that we have in the field of education for teachers. So once again, parents, guardians, anybody listening to this, if you have the opportunity, we need you in education. If you love the children and you want to make change in this world and you want job security, then education is the field for you. I'll take any questions, comments, or concerns. I think I could probably answer anything. I've been doing this long enough that I can probably tell you anything about education that you ask. I can tell you the good, I can tell you the bad, I can tell you the changes, excuse me. I can tell you maybe the upcoming changes, maybe, but I can tell you a little bit about education. So you can always hit me up. You can find me on Facebook under the handle @TheRealCounselor's Instagram, YouTube as well, Twitter, which I'm not really on a lot, but the first three you can definitely find a way to contact me, and we'll go from there. So, man, I appreciate y'all sitting here with me today. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna drop the audio, I'm gonna drop the video, and then we're gonna see how this goes, man. But yeah, education, look, we need you. Young people, we need you in education. I ain't gonna say young people. We need people that want to help save this world and want to work with these babies. We need you in education. We got job security for you, you know, and at the end of the day, you're doing something purposeful. So when your days are long gone, and one day they will be, you've done something that's going to stick around when you're no longer here. Because the thing about education is that you build relationships. And these children, if you pour into them enough, when they allow you, then they're going to take what you teach them and they're going to teach someone else. So you will live forever through these babies and through the love of learning and teaching. So education has it for you. So we need you, but I got to get out of here, man. @ The Real Counselor's Corner. Make sure you follow me on all social platforms. I'm getting tongue-tied because it's late, and make sure y'all follow me. I said that once. I'm out of here. Peace.